All right, 7th graders, this is to help you with question 8 on CR 13. It says, write a real-life problem that can be solved using the following equation. Then solve the equation and explain your method. Okay, so the equation they're giving us is x minus 7 equals 15. All right, so I have to write a real-life problem to relate to this. Okay. This morning, I had some Jolly Ranchers in my pocket. So this morning, I had some Jolly Ranchers in my pocket. At lunch, I gave away 7 Jolly Ranchers. At lunch, I gave away 7 Jolly Ranchers. I now have 15 Jolly Ranchers left. I now have 15 Jolly Ranchers left. How many Jolly Ranchers did I start with this morning? How many Jolly Ranchers did I have in my pocket this morning? Your scenario can be anything. It's you start with a certain amount, you give away 7 of those items, and you now have 15. I chose Jolly Ranchers. So that would be my real life situation. Then solve the equation, explain your method. All right, if I'm going to solve this equation to get x all by itself, I would need to add 7. If the opposite of subtraction is addition. So here's how I'm explaining my method. I'm going to undo subtraction with addition. So that means I have to add 7 to the left-hand side of the equal sign. Then I would have to say whatever I add to the left-hand side of my equal sign, I must add to the right-hand side of my equal sign. I don't have enough space to write all this out. Minus 7 plus 7 zeroes out. On the left-hand side of the equal sign, I'm just left with x equals 15 and 7 is 22. I must have started the day with 22 Jolly Ranchers. So the explaining of the method, I didn't really do a very good job on. You would have to say, to isolate x by itself on one side, I'm going to undo subtraction with addition. I added 7 to both sides of my equal sign. I then was left with x all by itself on the left-hand side of the equal sign and found 22 on the right-hand side. Something along those lines for your teacher. Whew! And that's only one of the problems. They gave you 2 problems, and I love it. I'm assuming I don't really know what your actual CR question looked like. Miss Prue picks the questions for your helper, and then I just throw together the videos. It says, write a real-life problem that can be solved using the following equation. Then solve the equation and explain your method. Okay, now they have p divided by 4 equals 12. Okay. Oops, sorry. All right, let's see. This morning, I had some candy canes in my pocket. Let's not say pocket this time because candy canes are hard to fit in your pocket. This morning, I had some candy canes in my backpack. I decided to divide, divide the candy canes equally between 4 friends. So you're going to give away those candy canes, and you're going to give an equal amount to each of your 4 friends, right? Start with some candy canes in your backpack. You're dividing those candy canes equally between 4 of your friends. Each friend got 12 candy canes. How many candy canes were in my backpack this morning? Good. So, I mean, it can be almost anything. You start with a certain amount of something. You're going to divide it equally between 4 groups or 4 people. And each of those people are getting 12 items. How much did you start with originally? So now we're going to go ahead and solve this equation to figure out how many candy canes were in your backpack this morning before you started giving them away to your 4 friends. So now I just want to solve this equation. So I look at what's the operation between the P and the 4. That operation is division. I know I undo division with multiplication. So how do I undo this division? I undo this division by multiplying. So I need to multiply the left-hand side by whatever P had been divided by. So I need to multiply the left-hand side of my equal sign by 4. I'm going to multiply the left-hand side of my equal sign by 4. I also need to multiply the right-hand side of my equal sign by 4. 4 divided by 4, bye-bye, fancy Formula 1. So on the left-hand side, I'm left with P equals 12 times 4 is 48. You must have had 48 candy canes in your backpack before you decided to give them away equally to your 4 friends. Each friend got 12. All right, so you'd do a nice write-up about how you solved this equation. You would say, I was looking to isolate P all by itself on one side. I noticed the operation between the P and the 4 was division. I know to undo division with multiplication. Therefore, I multiplied both sides of my equation by 4. On the left-hand side, I was left with P. On the right-hand side of my equal sign, I was left with 48. So I must have had 48 candy canes to start the day. Something along those lines when they ask you to explain your method. All right, I hope that helps. Try to have a good day.